New Scotland Yard, London, England, an address that is known worldwide. Headquarters of the Metropolitan Police, guardians of the capital city against crime. In the marbled lobby, an eternal flame burns in memory of those members of the civil staff who have given their lives in both world wars, together with a book of honour in which is recorded the names of police officers who have lost their lives in the course of duty. And in a quiet corner of the building, a place where legend becomes fact that I would like to tell you about. But it is for the Deputy Commissioner to invite you in.
Here in the Yard is one of the police museums that many have heard of, but few have visited. It's an unusual museum and started life in 1875, when it was decided to keep certain items of property seized in connection with crime to instruct the young detectives of the then relatively new Detective Department of Scotland Yard. It was not too long before the press gave this collection of somewhat macabre artifacts the unofficial title of the Black Museum. And so it's remained over the years, exhibiting the darker side of human nature, instructing the professional policeman and the lawyer, and intriguing the layman by its very name and remoteness. We've never opened the doors of the Black Museum to the general public, and all visits have been by way of invitation and always highly prized. The exhibits range from the apparently insignificant to the spectacular, and from the hardly known to the infamous, whose names are known throughout the world. They have in common one thing: supreme importance to the history of crime and the criminal, as you will see.
The old museum creates the theme for the entrance to the new. The gaslight, the Victorian fireplace, wall posters of the period. But now the tables display the modern weapons, knives, koshies, knuckle dusters, all presented as court exhibits, and now a frightening reminder of the violence of man. In contrast, the cabinet in the corner catches the eye. A violin in its case, property of one Charles Peace of Sheffield, amateur musician, professional burglar, eventually convicted murderer. A strange court exhibit? Not at all, for his amateur interests served his professional trade. Late at night, out came the violin, and the case became his toolbox. Into it he carefully packed these pliers, the screwdriver, these picklocks, this tallow, oil lamp, and an ingenious folding ladder. And Charles Peace was ready to go to work. What officer of the law, seeing the scurrying little figure clutching a violin case, would imagine him to be other than a musician hurrying home from a concert? His undoing? What else but a woman? In spite of his deformed jaw and pronounced limp, both legacies of accidents in his youth working in a Sheffield steel mill, plus a missing finger lost in a gun accident when he turned criminal, Charlie Peace had a way with women. He certainly had his way with a neighbour's wife, Kate Dyson, and when Arthur Dyson moved his family to be rid of him, he tracked them down. On Wednesday night, the 29th of November, 1876, by the light of a tallow, he lurked in their backyard, waiting for Kate to go to the privy. On seeing him, she screamed. Arthur Dyson rushed out and Peace shot him dead. This is the poster that the police issued, and £100 was no mean sum in 1876. Charlie Peace was on the run. He escaped to London. He disguised himself, adopting these spectacles and fashioning this false arm with a hook to cover his missing finger. For a year he led a respectable life by day as a Mr. Thompson. But at night, the tools were tucked into the violin case, and Charlie Peace took to the rooftops. It was in the early hours of Thursday, the 10th of October, 1887, that Police Constable Edward Robinson noticed a flickering light in the window of a mansion. He went to investigate and pursued the figure he saw scuttling across the garden. Peace swung round and 3 shots missed, The fourth hit the policeman's arm, but he held in there until two more policemen paralyzed Peace's gun arm with blows from their truncheons. These letters were written by Charles Peace in the condemned cell. The last one dated the 25th of February. Whether it was ever posted, we don't know. For at 8 a.m. that morning, he was hanged.